Oh, you guys are back again. It must be my magnetic personality. Hey guys, it's Bats here for Top of the Deck, and I wanted to go ahead and bring you guys another wacky deck profile. This time we're going to go ahead and go with Magnet Warriors. Magnet Warriors got a little bit of a boost after the ban list, and I've been playing with them a lot more. So I've been working on some new tricks and new details and a couple extra combos to go ahead and bring people down. And I think this is actually a pretty fun list that I've been playing with, so we'll go ahead and start with the monsters as usual. Alright, so starting with the monster lineup here. Alpha, Beta, and Gamma, the Magnet Warrior. You gotta play the 3 classics. I've only been running one of. 3 copies of Alpha, the Electromagnetic Warrior. This one is your Stratos for the Magna Warrior, so this is gonna get you Berserkion and Valkyrion a lot more consistently. 3 copies of Beta, the Electromagnet Warrior. This one is your Stratos for the Magnet Warriors. And then 3 copies of Gamma. I get it, a lot of people only play 2 of these, or they'll only play 2 of the Beta. I think 3 is good. We have enough Magnet Warrior targets where this is never really going to be dead on the field. If you summon this thing, you're always going to have something else to put down. 3 copies of Delta. It doubles as a Foolish Burial too, and it's an easier way to summon Valkyrion the Magnet Warrior. Valkyrion the Magna Warrior, I should say, which is part of your win condition. 3 copies of Berserkion, the Electromagna Warrior. This one's kind of a win condition within of itself. It has a non-once per turn effect where it can go ahead and pop cards by banishing Magnet Warrior monsters in your graveyard. 2 copies of the classic Valkyrion the Magna Warrior. This one's really just kind of in there for the win condition of the deck for the fusion. It doesn't work nearly as well at 1. I tried it at 1 and it made for some awkward hands and for some awkward searching. Then for the 1-ofs, 1 Sentry Soldier of Stone and 1 King of the Swamp. King of the Swamp is going to get you to the polymerizations a little faster and helps you turbo out the win condition. Same deal with Sentry of Stone. That one's going to go ahead and keep you in rank 3 XYZ monsters just until that you get the win condition off. So on to the spells. So for the 3 of, we got Ties of the Brethren here. So what this one does, you pay 2,000 life points, you pick a monster on your side of the field, and you get to whip out 2 more monsters with different names but the same attribute and then the same monster type. So usually I'll have something like Gamma and Alpha, all their effects will trigger, and then you'll be able to go ahead and use this to bring out Beta and then Sentry of Stone or something like that in defense mode. Really get your engine going, get Magnet Warrior monsters in the graveyard, and you'll just be able to go ham from there. Same deal with the magnetic field. I'm doing 2 magnetic fields, 1 terraforming. I think objectively this is a better card than Union Hanger, but in practice, the way the meta is, since ABC is a better deck, this one's kind of overlooked a bit. But magnetic field's awesome, keeps your field full, and it also kind of doubles as a little bit of a Neospace Grand Mole for emergency situations. And then for the 2-ofs, we got 2 copies of Magnet Reverse, kind of like a weird little monster reborn specifically for rock-type monsters that can't be special summoned, but under normal means. And then 2 copies of Polymerization gets you to the win condition, not much to explain about that. 2 copies of Burial from a different dimension. I have gotten some good use out of this over here. What this does is you get to flip this, you get to bring back the Magnet Warrior monsters that you've banished for Berserkion's effect into the graveyard, so that you can go ahead and banish them all over again and pop more cards. So I've been able to pop like 6 cards on the field at the exact same time, doing something wacky like this. Well, I think that's great. So of course Monster Reborn because it's back to 1. Scapegoat gets you into the Link Engine. Foolish Burial because sometimes you're just short 1 Magnet Warrior monster to make a combo work. In the traps, I've kept those super simple. 2 copies of Lost Wind, just good spot removal and good ways to get rid of big boss monsters. 2 Bottomless Trap Holes, those are just anti-summon there. And 1 copy of Magnet Conversion. It's kind of like the opposite of Union Scramble. It's pretty good in certain conditions. I've kind of been janking around with wanting to play a second one. It just never really comes up. So, I don't know. I guess maybe if we get rid of the Link Engine of Scapegoat, I might play a second one of those. Now the favorite part of the deck, the extra deck here. So we have 1 Phantom Knights of Breaksword. It's a generic rank 3 that works as spot removal. 2 Gorgonic Guardian. It's just like a breakthrough skill or a fiendish chain on legs that can zero out an opponent's monster and negate the effects, and then once per turn you can actually pop a monster with 0 attack points. If you're lucky enough for your opponent to have a monster who has 0 attack points anyway, then you can actually blow that up separately and then use Gorgonic Guardian to go ahead and zero something out, get 2 for 1. It's actually a pretty good deal. Also, the negating is a quick effect, so you can use that during an attack or during a move, so that's a good deal. Abyss Dweller, kind of a bread and butter rank 4 for graveyard power decks. Castell, because it's an anti-floater targeting remover. Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon, it's good for turning into, or it's a good card to turn the vanillas into and the deltas into, and you know what it does. Aegeon the Sea Castrum, this is kind of an anti-meta sort of thing. You pick something out of your opponent's extra deck and then that becomes like a copy of it. It's actually pretty handy. It's not as good as Supreme King Starving Venom, and it's a little more complex than that, but it's a neat little anti-meta little shtick there. And then we have one spider combo here, so number 23 Lancelot, because that also doubles as on-field negates, and then Pain Gainer if you don't use the Lancelot, and of course number 77, the 7 Sins, if you don't use Pain Gainer or Lancelot together too. So great stuff. If you're looking for a bigger boss monster, this is the way to go. For the actual win condition of the deck, 2 copies of Empyrean Magnum, the superconductive battlebot. So this one can actually hit spells, traps, and monster effects, just negate it for free once per turn. And if you somehow lose this thing for any reason, then you can just go ahead and whip out another Berserkion and another Valkyrion out of your hand or your deck, ignoring the summoning conditions. I think it's outstanding. That's the main reason I run 2 Valkyrion. That actually makes it worth running 2 Valkyrion. And for the Link monsters, 1 Proxy Dragon because it's generic, 2 Mrs. Radiant because pretty much everything in the deck is Earth, I think, aside from the King of the Swamp, but your entire deck's gonna be basically Earth Rock monsters, and this is gonna go ahead and support them to help you float monsters back, and it's a good way about going things. I didn't deal with the side deck today because that's gonna be meta dependent. I haven't quite figured out a meta that I'll be able to use this one in, so we're not too worried about that, but that's the Magnet Warrior deck profile for now. Comment down below, let me know what you think, if you've had any success with the deck in the past that's like this, or if you had any changes that you want me to try. Let's go ahead and do that, and yeah, we'll go ahead and see you back next time, hopefully for an editorial or something like that. In the meantime, Ace of Bats signing out.